All right, we'll ask for a roll call, please.
Chairman LaBeige,
Here.
Commissioner Bell absent, Commissioner Berube absent, Commissioner Craig absent, Commissioner Crawford,
Present.
Commissioner Goodness,
Here.
Commissioner Kelly,
Here.
Commissioner Macon,
Here.
Commissioner Provo absent, Commissioner Segee absent, Commissioner Templeton,
Here.
and Commissioner Thomas.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you all. You were sent the minutes from our meeting on April 14th, 2025. So at this time, I would ask for any corrections, any additions, or a motion to accept the minutes as they were presented.
Motion to accept the minutes as presented. Seconded.
All right, we have a motion and a second for approval of the minutes. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. All right, the minutes are approved. Our first file is PZ 2025-107. It's a request for a certificate of appropriateness to enlarge a driveway at 2535 Louisiana Street. I ask for staff report.
Good afternoon. I will say before I start reading, there is a slight change from what I'm going to read versus what is in your packet. However, the request does not change. I'll explain as we go further into it. Curtis White, on behalf of the property owner, is requesting a certificate of appropriateness to enlarge the driveway at 2535 Louisiana Street. The applicant is requesting to remove a portion of the existing drive and existing landscaping to pour a larger parking slab extending in front of and to the right of the home, stopping 1 foot from the property line to create additional parking on the site. Sorry, I'm trying to multitask. Section 2803018E7C states within front or side yards, off-street surface parking is not permitted on grassed areas, and said grassed areas may not be paved or otherwise destroyed without the certificate of appropriateness. Vehicles may only be parked on paved surfaces. Section 280324C18 states all paved surfaces, including but not limited to sidewalks, driveways, pools, decks, patios, shall be a minimum of 2 feet from any side or rear property line. The home is listed in the 1991 Spare Beaumont survey, is built circa 1942, and classified as a traditional ranch-style home. The recorder noted that the house is well-maintained, and the significance of this home is listed as an example of World War II housing popular throughout the country. Planning staff is recommending approval of this request with the following conditions. The new pavement maintain 2 feet from the property line as required by ordinance, or obtain a successful variance from the Board of Adjustment, and all applicable permits and inspections be obtained through the Building Codes Department. So on this screen here is the subject property. We also provided a Google image because those trees have kind of overgrown a little. The slab is going to be essentially here. But I'm going to show you the site plan on the next one. Come on. Site plan. So this is on the far side over here where it shows the 1 foot. This is part of that condition. It will need to maintain at least 2 feet off the property line to maintain ordinance and or go before the Board of Adjustment and ask for a variance to that 2 feet requirement. Outside of that, there's property to the north, west, and east. And I'll go back to the site plan, and we do have the applicant in the audience.
Do we know if the new drive or the new concrete out to the street is going to be the same width as the pavement is now, or is it going to be wider?
I would leave that to
Okay.
the applicant, yeah. I want to make sure we get that correct.
Okay. Wait 1 second, please, sir. Any other questions?
Can
for
we go back
staff?
to the front of the house? I want to just get an idea.
Yeah.
So in widening it, it's going to go closer to that tree, or?
Yeah, it would come this way. So it would extend in front of these two windows and over towards their fence line.
Within 1 feet of it?
They're requesting 1 feet, but we will not approve that. It either will need to obtain a approved variance through the Board of Adjustment, or they'll have to revise their drawing to 2 feet. But the commission is here to review the expansion of the driveway more so in front of the home. We'll correct the setback with the applicant.
And which part of the driveway is going to be removed?
So in looking at it, it's gonna be this existing part here. They're gonna be replacing this.
So none of it will be where it is now, where that goes to the street?
Go back 2 pictures to the, that's more, so that tree, looks like that tree has to be taken out. That's to the left of those cars to be able to do this. Okay,
So it'll be like half the yard is concrete. Half of the front.
Like that.
yep.
I would have the contractor.
Or is that tree remaining because it's identified here?
I would review it with the contractor, but from my understanding, the tree would remain.
The big one, the first one or
Got
both?
2 of them there. Which one goes?
I would say let's get the contractor up so he can verify his drawing.
Any other questions for staff? If not, I'll call our applicant up, please. When you get up, if you'd state your name and your address for our records, please.
My name is Curtis White. I'm the owner of CRW Contractors, and my address is 2325 West Cardinal Drive. Would you like me to answer some of the questions we had?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not taking any trees. You will not allow me to take any trees.
Okay.
So the actual curve in my drawing is the one going around that tree. You see where I have it marked tree?
Yeah.
That is that tree. The actual sidewalk that comes off the front steps is the actual left line. You just, in that picture, that tree's not there yet.
Yeah.
That one, you see it? We're keeping the well, not keeping the sidewalk, but we're staying in the same location as the sidewalk. Go around that tree and come straight to the road.
So this triangle green patch here.
Correct. This man is 83 years old. His wife is a recent cancer survivor from surgery, and they cannot walk across that grass comfortably. And they have no parking. They have to move one vehicle to get the other vehicle out. So I'm trying to widen it and add a 4-foot culvert to the right side of the driveway. So more or less, we're not going any further in front of the house other than the sidewalk area is now. We're going to the right. And if you see in the original survey, the driveway angles away from the right property line. The reason I addressed it at 1 foot was because that's what the existing slab is now at the front right corner of the house, but happy to revise to 24 inches.
So it's gonna go concrete straight up to the.
Straight down the fence line, 2 foot off.
So it's going to be concrete up into the house instead of land, there's no landscape or grass.
There will still be the flower bed at the house.
So this drawing's incorrect. There should be like, maybe it shouldn't. It looks like it's going all the way to the house.
I just didn't note a flower bed, yes.
So it really is just wide enough for 1 car, correct?
Right now, yes.
Well, when you get through with it, it looks like it's,
It will be an additional 5-foot width plus 2.5 feet on the left. You see, I have about 3 foot of culvert showing on the left side. And I'm wanting to add an additional culvert to the right side because they are 9 foot off their property line to the right.
so you're widening the drive?
Correct.
At the street.
At the street,
Does code allow you to do that?
yes. Within 24 inches of the property line.
I thought that there was a requirement, code width requirement for driveways into residential.
There is, I believe it's, 23 feet, I can verify with our roadway engineer.
Okay.
But they have made exceptions when there's culverts and things like that installed. It's
We're
a-
definitely going
yeah.
to be under that distance.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe 16 foot. I should have better drawing. I didn't.
And again, he will be required to pull all relevant permits, so that will be reviewed with the
I
engineering
think they're
department.
going to require you to do a much more detailed drawing with the correct measurements on it.
Because it looks like you're just literally putting a parking lot out in front of their house. From the drawing,
It's gonna be 5 foot bigger than what's there, that's
no,
all.
but from the drawing, it looks
From
like
the
you're just
drawing,
concreting half
yes.
of the front and all the way up into the house, so that's, you know.
I'm just getting rid of the sidewalk and grass area.
Yeah.
Other than that, yes, I'm adding 4 foot to the
Yeah,
right.
we're just suggesting.
More or less parking.
We're just suggesting and recommending that the drawing reflect what you're actually gonna do.
Of course, and
And maybe Dawn, you can help me, but I would like to suggest too that they're from, like if this was the house line, I don't think the concrete should go up right to the, how much width so that there is some grass, some landscaping.
no grass. I can't have grass. We can do landscaping, please. You know, just,
I
they
think
have a
he said he
difficult.
wanted to leave the bed that's there to the right side of the sidewalk. He was gonna leave that bed that, where
There,
that palm
yes.
is right there.
Yes.
He's leaving that bed in place, so it doesn't, it just goes just past the curve in the sidewalk up to that planter. But you can make that a part of your recommendation, that the landscape area in front of the house remain.
Just a part of it, just so, again, it's just from the drawing, it looks like it's, you know, flattens up the tower, butts into the house.
Any other questions? Thank you very much.
Still gonna look like it's parking in front.
All right, I'll now open it for the commission for comments, discussion, or motion.
I make a motion that we approve file PZ 2025-107 with the 2 conditions.
Okay. You want to add the condition that,
And Christina's condition, which means we need to leave, I guess number 3 would be, leave the flower bed
Yeah,
in place. Is that how you want to say it, Christina, for the landscaping?
That'll be handled in the permitting process.
all right, do you have, is that sufficiently clear for a motion?
Flower beds to remain at the home.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. We'll now have a roll call vote
Chairman Labiche,
for.
Commissioner Crawford,
4.
Commissioner Goodness,
4.
Commissioner Kelly,
Or,
Commissioner Macon,
Or,
Commissioner Templeton,
Or,
and Commissioner Thomas.
Or,
Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, our next file is PZ 2025-108. It's a request for a certificate of appropriateness to paint a home. Staff report, please.
Joey Lavsay, on behalf of property owner Steve Hayes, is requesting a certificate of appropriateness to maintain the new exterior color of the home in the rear building located at 2445 South Street. The home and rear building were painted a teal green without the benefit of approved certificate of appropriateness. Section 280318H1 states that when painting the exterior structures, property owners shall use dominant colors that comply with the officially adopted acceptable color range as maintained in the office of the planning director. Any dominant color that is not within the officially adopted acceptable color range must be reviewed and approved by the Historic Landmark Commission based on the appropriateness and compatibility of the structure, block face, and historic district. The home is not listed in the Spare Beaumont survey, and planning staff is recommending approval of the request. On the screen is the subject property. This is the rear building. It's a Google before image of the subject property before the paint. Rear building. Structures to the north, to the west, and to the east. And we do have the property owner present.
All right, is there any questions for staff?
yeah, I have one. Why are we recommending approval?
Commission has approved similar colors in the past, but because it's not on the official adopted color range, we have to bring it before commission.
Mr. Thomas, would you like to see the official adopted color chart?
Yes, please.
Before it was painted this color, the existing color, was that a gold paint color or was that the original?
It's a yellow gold. It's not original brick. It was painted brick. Yeah.
It looks better.
A lot
Looks a
better.
lot
It-
better.
A lot better.
It's like they've worked on it.
And I
Beautiful.
want to commend the homeowners, they also did the sidewalk,
Yeah.
the night, the new black railings, and the side fence, all the landscaping. I've driven by there, because actually that other house that you showed the next door, we just awarded that, next one, right next door, that got yard of the month this year,
Yeah.
So they're doing a good job with these properties.
That is a neat house.
Go back to that main screen. And again, we do have the property owner here.
All right, any other questions for staff?
Thank you.
If not, I'd invite the property owner to come forward. Please state your name and your address for our records. Please, sir.
My name is Steve Hayes, and I live at Crystal Beach, 917 Mary Lynn, Crystal Beach.
All right, you want to tell us about the house and what you're doing?
Actually, my sister owns this property, and I recently moved from California, and I took over renovating it, and I had no idea that the color had to be approved. I just didn't know.
Is there any questions?
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it looks great.
Very nice.
Thank you,
Yeah, I would think you've done a great job.
thank you. And I apologize for not knowing the rules, but I do now. She needs another help.
Well, you're not the first. But you have done a very tasteful job, and that's what it's all about. It's all about doing something here that increases the property value of the people surrounding you.
It
And I
does
think,
look nice.
think you've done that.
It looks nice.
Very nice.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions? Thank you, sir. All right, we'll open it up for motion or additional comments.
I make a motion that we approve PZ 2025-108.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? If not, call for a roll call vote, please.
Chairman LaBeige,
Or,
Commissioner Crawford, Commissioner Goodness,
4.
Commissioner Kelly,
Or,
Commissioner Macon,
4.
Commissioner Templeton,
4.
and Commissioner Thomas.
4.
Thank you.
all right, thank you, sir. And once your session's over, you don't have to stay to the end. You're welcome to leave. All right, our next file is PZ 2025-122. It's a request for a certificate of demolition to demolish a home and a certificate of appropriateness for a new home for the construction of a new home.
Okay.
Staff report?
Yes, sir. Property owner, Ms. Trujillo? Trujillo, okay, I'm sorry. Is requesting a certificate of demolition to demolish the existing home and garage structure at the property located at 2246 South Street. Additionally, the property owner is seeking a certificate of appropriateness to construct a new home to be completed under the Texas General Land Office program. The proposed home will be approximately 1,545 square feet, constructed on pier and beam foundation with hardy plank siding with a 6.25-inch reveal, white 6/6 windows with the roof to have a minimum of 12/6 pitch with 30-year weatherwood architectural shingles. The front door will be a 6-panel craftsman-style door, and the body of the home will be painted in LE gray with the trim to be white. The existing home is located in the 1990 Sphere Beaumont survey, built circa 1925 and classified as a vernacular craftsman, and the recorder noted that the structure lacks architectural integrity due to the porch enclosures and additions. The home was listed as a typical middle-class home built in the 1920s. Planning staff is recommending approval of the request with the following conditions. 1, all applicable permits and inspections are obtained through the Building Codes Department. 2, the column should be a tapered craftsman style to match the 6-panel craftsman style door. 3, shutters should be installed and maintained on the front windows. 4, lattice be installed and maintained around the bottom of the structure, stained or painted to complement the new construction. We sent 23 property owner notices regarding the demolition of the existing structure. We received 0 responses in favor or opposition of the request. On your screens, again, this is the existing home that will be demolished. The proposed home, and again, those conditions are the columns to be tapered as we've seen previously with these style homes. Lattice to be added surrounding the bottom. Shutters along the front 3 windows on the main front of the structure. Okay, properties to the west, east, and south.
Can you go back one more?
Similar, yes, ma'am. Their rendering does not have the tapered columns. This is what the condition that one of the conditions we're including is those tapered columns. Technically, this structure, to match our request, should have the shutters on not only that main window, but also these 2 front windows. That was not a condition of this structure. However, it's what we've done in the last several years, is requiring the shutters on the front windows. It'll be through the GLO requirements. I'm sorry, I don't have my actual glasses on. Sorry, I can't read the screen. The lowest adjacent grade is 17, so it looks like it'll be a total of right at 20 foot from the lowest grade, based on the drawings. Which
Now,
is,
this is going off of, this goes off of the FEMA survey for that particular area. So that's, I was looking for a FEMA elevation on the site plan, which I do not see.
it's very common for these structures, if y'all recall, in the last several years, we've seen them elevated slightly higher than that one that's on the second slide. For example, I can think of ones on 5th Street. I believe there were a couple on, maybe there was 1 or 2 on Long, on the east side of 7th, that we did similar visions for. I know there was a couple on Pecos last year that we also looked at this way. But that is why we started requiring the lattice around the bottom as well, to help screen that open portion.
Any other questions for staff?
So with it being through the GLO program, they have to do it to the specifications of the program. There's, the GLO has always worked with us on our conditions for the historic district, adding the shutters and the things like that. They will not come down on the elevation. For them to receive this program, they have to build it. Yeah. It's outside of, it's the GLO program
Is that
makes,
what you're saying, 20 feet? The existing land
Existing grade,
elevation
yeah.
could be 15 feet.
correct.
And so they have to build up to get to 20. So what we don't know is what the existing
And
elevation.
We do,
yeah,
it's here.
it's
The
17,
existing ground elevation is 17 feet, looks like 9 inches or 8 inches.
Okay.
And the finished floor, the finished floor is actually above by,
roughly 4
looks like
feet.
a foot, looks like it's a foot above the bottom of the house. So you're talking about a 24-inch elevation height between open ground and where the bottom of the house starts, or the structure of the floor starts.
And I will say, while it may not necessarily be in a flood zone, the city of Beaumont, our flood damage prevention ordinance requirement is 18 inches above that BFE. So they're more than likely being compliant with GLO program. GLO is requiring them to be compliant with our flood damage prevention ordinance as well.
Well, this is a typical drawing. We've seen this drawing come over and over and over again. So it's meant to be relative to every situation. But you will only have 3 steps in a 24. Each step can rise 7.5 inches. So 3 steps is 22 and a half about inches. So you're talking about 3 steps like most all of the other houses have in Old Town.
Yeah.
And what did you say, was the elevation above the ground to the
It's
first floor?
the floor elevation, where the actual floor is 20 feet, 8 inches, and the ground is 17 feet, 8 inches. So there's 3 foot. Take out a foot for that floor construction. And it's shown on this drawing that you have in front of you. You see the dotted line that says FF and E. That's the finished floor elevation. And then at the bottom, it says LAG 17.8.
Okay,
So that's the existing grade.
and that's what the lattice is gonna be covering?
Yes, sir.
Going all around, okay,
About 2 foot of lattice work.
okay.
And we do have the property owners here.
Any other questions for staff? All right, we invite the property owners to come up, please. State your name and address for our records and
Hello, everybody. My name is Arturo Aguilar, owner on 2246 South Street, Beaumont, Texas.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Aguilar. I'm his daughter. I'll be translating for him.
that's fine. We also have a board member that can speak Spanish also, but
I can
that,
sit
no,
down, too.
no, please, please.
not me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was you.
Christina. Like, I didn't know that.
All right, if you would just tell us what you're planning on doing, why you're tearing the old house down.
Because it have too many damage from the hurricane, and it's kind of too expensive to renew the house. It's really expensive.
So that's why
Business.
he applied for the program, hoping that he would get a new house because he doesn't have the means right now to try to fix all those situations that happened during the hurricane and just erosion by itself. The house is gonna get damaged by the years, but that's what we're trying to do. Just get I guess like a newer house, a nicer house, so it can look a little bit more decent looking.
Yeah, I pay the insurance for around 20 years, but when that happened, they wanna pay me like 2,000 something like that just for the damage. It don't cover that, but anyway, I can do anything with them. Yeah,
How long has he owned the house?
He's owned the house.
like 18 years, man.
Yeah.
And you were living there? Okay, thank you.
Is part of your plan too to redo the landscaping and the old fences and stuff, take those down in front of the house?
I don't know really because all this area they take it out, but they put a new.
What are you trying to say?
El parking.
So is this picture not accurate? Is this not what the front of the house looks like right
That's
now?
No, that's what the
now,
front of
but
the house looks like.
But they
currently
removed
right now.
they removed all the stuff over there, and the fence too. They take out the fence, so I don't know really.
Okay, so
what I
they're
can do
taking
with
down the fence, but he's not sure if he wants to add it on
Yeah.
again. Okay,
So the GLO, they will clear the lot.
everything, it's gonna look different.
Including the
You know, you kind of have some overgrown planting in front of the house. There's a kind of beat up little tree there, so.
There is a demo sheet in your packet of the GLO.
Oh, okay.
So when do you plan to take the house down if it gets approved?
So I can help you with that. The GLO program works on a timeline basis. Typically, when they come before you, we don't see them until the following year go on ground.
Oh,
Typically how it works. You've seen projects with Lemoyne Disaster Recovery and other builders. The first step is getting the approval with you, where we give them the conditions. Then they take the conditions, they have to run it through their panel approves it, and then they submit them through the pool, and they do a number of them per year.
wow.
So it could
be
be
a
as
long-
early as the end of this year, it could be next year, but they have to get this approval before
Right.
you will see it
Okay.
on ground.
Thank you.
You've never worked with the GLO, have you?
Well, I did at the beach. The beach was enough.
It's terrible. All right, any other questions for our applicant? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll open it up for discussion or for a motion.
I make a motion that we approve file PZ 2025-124.
With
With the four,
the staff recommendation.
There's not one.
with the four conditions?
Oh, I don't have that one.
This is 122.
Okay. You're right, I was looking at the wrong one. PZ 2025-122 with the four conditions.
Thank you.
Thank you. I was ahead. Thanks.
I second that.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? If not, we'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Chairman LaBeige,
For?
Commissioner Crawford. Commissioner Goodness,
4.
Commissioner Kelly,
4.
Commissioner Macon,
4?
Commissioner Templeton,
4.
Commissioner Thomas.
4.
Did I get everybody? Okay.
All right, it is approved. Good luck with your new home. We appreciate people trying to do great things and new things in the historic district. All right, our next file is PZ 2025-124. It's a request for a certificate of appropriateness to paint a home.
Okay. Property owner Ashton Hebert is requesting a certificate of appropriateness to repaint the brick exterior of the home located at 2655 North Street. Painting of the structure began without a benefit of an approved certificate of appropriateness. Ms. Hebert is requesting to change the body color to Stargazer by Glidden and trim to Onyx by Glidden. Section 2803-18H1 states when painting an exterior structure, the property owner shall use dominant colors that comply with the officially adopted acceptable color range as maintained in the Office of the Planning Director. As we know, we just read this one. The home is listed in the 1991 Spare Beaumont Survey, is built circa 1940, and is classified as a Tudor revival. The recorder noted that the house is well kept, and the significance of the home is listed as an example of middle-class housing built in Beaumont in the 1930s through 40s. On your screen is the home where you can see the painting kind of began. This is the home from Google Image before the painting. To the north, to the west, and to the east. And we do have the property owner present.
All right, any questions for staff?
So not specifically, however, they are slightly similar, but the blue is a little more, it's like a paler blue than what we have adopted in our palette. There are similar structures again, but because it's not in compliance with our accordance, it has to come before you.
Is that blue?
Looks
I
like
can't
it's sort
tell.
of similar to
It's
the
a
second one
blue
from the
gray.
top.
I've driven past it, and there's sometimes you can look at it and it's very gray, and then there's sometimes you look at it and it's very blue. It's one of those unique colors.
Changes with the lighting.
It changes with the lighting, because I think whenever Miss Tyron took this one, she was like, wow, that's really blue, and then we went back the next day and it wasn't quite as blue, so.
All right.
I just have a comment. I know you said we've approved like variances in the past. So I'm just, I like that they're fixing up the homes and things like that. But you know, I guess what I'm getting at is, it seems like it's easier to start something than come ask us to approve it, rather than coming to us.
Ask for forgiveness.
Exactly, because would we approve this if it had been asked before they started? And so, I don't know, it just seems that it's just easier to start something and then come in and say, yeah, we like a variance.
I can definitely understand that. I will say, we've seen very similar colors in the past that have come before us before they've started work, and the commission has approved them. I think in this case, this is a newer property owner, and they truly were not aware.
Yeah, I'm
And as
not
soon as they
suggesting
were
that they
stopped,
are.
as soon as they were stopped, they rectified it, they came in, they pulled their permit, they haven't continued, they've waited patiently to come before you.
Okay, that's just an observation.
And when you buy a home in Old Town, the realtors make you sign a sheet of paper that says that when you change these things, you have to do it. But when you sign for a new house, the
You got,
paperwork's that thick, and let me just sign all these things so we can
Yeah.
get this over with.
Yeah.
And we have tried lots of things.
Now,
Printed those.
Yeah, door hangers, and we went through and hung them.
We need to redo those.
Yeah.
are the realtors bound to do it? Because I know when I bought my home, no one said anything.
It just depends on when you bought it. If you've had it for a number of years
Yeah, I've
back,
been there
then they
since
didn't. When we passed this ordinance, then they have to now.
Oh,
And if you
okay.
bought it from an individual.
Yeah, that goes out the door.
Yeah, no, I worked with a realtor, but okay. I hear you.
I like the Stargazer. It's very contrasting more. I think it should be more gray like it's in that book. The one that you have.
I agree.
A blue and a
Darker
dark
blue.
gray, almost black. This is too black.
And I will say the property owner is present, so if y'all have comments, questions with her.
All right, any other questions for staff? We'll ask the homeowner, please come up, state your name and address for our records, please.
Ashton Hubert, 2655 North Street, Beaumont, Texas.
All right, you've kind of heard some of the questions, so.
Yes, sir. I'm really nervous. Sorry. So I am a new
You don't need to
homeowner,
be nervous.
and I went through a person. I didn't go through a realtor, so we were not aware. And as soon as I got that letter in the mail, I freaked out. I think I called y'all's office 3 days in a row. Like, okay, I got online and did the thing. What do I do next? Our main concern was the brick is coming apart. So we were like patching the brick where it was coming apart, because it's not a lot, it's just a little bit. And so to go back white, it shows a lot. So that's why we were doing it's actually gray, like the house across the street. It's not blue. It's like that. It just looks dark on our side for some reason, but it's the same
It's
color.
definitely the light, I'm telling you, because I went by
It
one
is.
day and it was gray, and then the next day I was like,
It is.
I passed by there.
I'm really trying to make it look better because I like the house. I love the
Well,
house.
you see,
It just,
can you go back to
I
the,
don't feel like the previous owners really took care of it, so. Mm-hmm.
on this house across the street, you see how they've used the darker blue on the trim?
Yes, ma'am.
I think that complements that color better than the onyx.
So it's just the on the top that would be the onyx and the little arch on the brickway.
Yeah,
That's the
but
only
I think
thing
that
that-
makes a big difference, though. That would be my only recommendation.
Okay.
Is this the color that you all were? Is that the one? Can you see that, or you can come up and
No,
take a
sir,
look?
I'm blind.
They tend to like that.
Oh, okay, it's almost.
It's,
Well, not for, instead of the onyx. Yeah, instead of the onyx.
The Stargazer's fine.
see the difference? The color.
Yeah, I see. It is. Just a little lighter. Okay.
Are you okay with that?
Yes, sir.
And we can give her that color. It's called Westchester Gray. It's a Sherwin-Williams color, but it doesn't matter. They can cross-reference it, whoever they're buying the thing from, do you have
Can I
your
see that
cell
for a
phone
minute?
with you? If you do, you can take a picture of
See
this
that for a minute. Which one are we asking her to change to? Is that right here?
from this.
Just not so black
Like this?
versus this color.
I mean, it's black, it's black, it says true rich black. You gotta remember, this is just a printout.
Yeah.
This describes it as a rich black. Black.
Yeah.
So we can't really go off of what's printed on the computer.
If you take a picture of it, these colors are the second row.
Recommending a color.
That's the color. What's choose? And then that,
Lisa, do
then
you
you just give that to your painter and they can cross-reference it.
Show Teresa.
You're the painter.
I can get up. Let me get up.
Okay.
Can I show Teresa?
Sure.
Okay.
These two. Like that a lot better. Yes.
All right, any other questions? All right, Ms. Hebert, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I'll open it up for additional discussion or motion.
I make a motion that we approve PZ 2025-124, that we approve the Stargazer, but for the trim, instead of the onyx, that the homeowner used the Westchester Gray, Sherwin-Williams 2849.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? If not, I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Chairman Labiche,
For.
Commissioner Crawford, Commissioner Goodness,
Four.
Commissioner Kelly,
Or
Commissioner Macon,
Four?
Commissioner Templeton,
Four.
and Commissioner Thomas.
or
Thank you.
All right,
Stay after the meeting, I'm gonna tell you, there's a program we have for the Oaks Historic District, and we give you $500 free to update your house, and so you can use that to buy.
That is through the Homeowners Association. I want to clear, not the City's Historic Landmark Commission.
all right. Our last item is the Historic District Code Enforcement Report.
I'll be reporting on April for 2025. There were 12 affidavits completed with 12 charges filed, 5 court inspections, 1 new general nuisance notice, 3 general nuisance re-inspections, 93 new historic violation notices, 60 historic re-inspections, 5 new junk motor vehicles, 5 junk motor vehicle re-inspections, 9 new litter violations, 14 litter re-inspections, 51 new weed violations, 81 weed re-inspections, 29 city cut compliance inspections, 4 new zoning violations, 10 zoning re-inspections, for a total of 394 inspections completed.
Wow.
I see you driving around the neighborhood.
Yeah, wow.
Any questions?
Great job.
Great job. We like that extra set of eyes out there helping us all, so thank you and good job. Is there any other business? There's none. We will stand adjourned. Thank you all. Appreciate you all.
yeah, I just have a difficult